This is Dr. Tony Nader. He's a global authority on the science of consciousness and human potential. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Dr. Nader is a medical doctor trained at Harvard University and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he earned his PhD in neuroscience, whose training includes internal medicine, psychiatry, and neurology. He is the New York Times best-selling author of the seminal book, Consciousness is All There Is. Got it right here, came out 6 weeks ago. He's also the head of the Global Transcendental Meditation Organization, succeeding Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and is dedicated to advancing the understanding of consciousness through both scientific and spiritual lenses. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tony Nader. It's a pretty good resume. I mean, not an actor, but it's pretty good. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. Thanks for sitting next to me at dinner. That was awesome. I'm thrilled for you guys to hear Tony speak. And is it just me, but Tony's been meditating for how long have you been meditating, Tony?
More than 40 years.
More than 40 years. He's got that glow, the meditator glow. Don't you think he's got that glow? Anyway, my first question, Tony. How is it possible, in your opinion, for one meditation technique to produce such a wide range of effects? I mean, there are separate pills for high blood pressure, for insomnia, for depression, for indigestion, whatever. So how is it possible that one technique can cover so many things?
To start off, we recognize that the body is able to heal itself. You know, when we cut ourselves, we burn ourselves, or we have an accident, you know, break a bone, or have a disease, we recover naturally oftentimes and most of the time. When we have a loss, when we have a fear, we get somewhat depressed or sad, we get anxieties, and we recover without necessarily having to go through pills and having to take medicines. So this tells us that there are a plethora of mechanisms in the system, in the body, that are able to heal us. We know we have hormones, we have some things against pain, endorphins, we have all kinds of immune cells and inflammatory cells when they are balanced that actually can heal us. So to start with, we know that the body has the mechanisms within it that under normal circumstances are able to correct different factors or different issues that are happening. The question, of course, is how does TM do it? So there are two aspects. Usually for simplicity's sake, we say it's when you gain deep rest. So when you gain deep rest, obviously, you give a chance to the body to recover, like when you are sleeping. You wake up, you feel refreshed, and the fatigue of the day is gone. But it's not only deep rest. It's a combination of rest and alertness, of wakefulness. Wakefulness within that transcendental meditation gives. See, when we have wakefulness to identify a problem and be able to deal with it, this can be in two directions. Outward, when we are under situations of fear or danger, and that limits the attention towards the problem at hand. So if you are in danger, the physiology activates its resources in order to face this particular danger. But that situation is alertness with activity, high activity, which is putting a lot of demand on the physiology. During transcendental meditation, you have very deep, profound rest, but at the same time, inner alertness. Now, this inner alertness wakes up all the systems of the body and allow them on the platform of inner rest to detect what is needed and to activate the specific hormones and the specific correcting factors that would then deal with whatever problems we have had. So basically, for simple answer, this would be the way to look at it.
Good. That was a simple answer, everyone. We got that. Okay. The title of your book, I was having a chat with Bob Costas. He said, just go lead in with a nice, easy question. So I'm going to, a nice, easy one for you. Tony, the title of your book is Consciousness is All There Is. So what is consciousness? How's that, Bob? Good? Good, thanks.
Well, consciousness in a simple way is what allows us to be conscious. To be conscious is the ability to be aware of internal phenomena and outside phenomena, and our thoughts, our feelings, etc. So we can take a few aspects of consciousness, which is a very multifaceted reality of our existence. And we can say, for example, consciousness is awareness or has awareness. So we are aware of our feelings, we are aware of our thoughts, we are aware of our environment, and that is part of consciousness. Consciousness also has a quality of subjectivity, which means you have your own personal consciousness. You cannot tell that anybody here is conscious. You know, they might be fooling us all. But that is because it's very personal, very subjective, something which is not available through the senses for the outside to observe on an outside value. So that's why we call it a very subjective experience. Consciousness also has a value of intentionality, which means my hopes, my desires, my will, my freedom, what do I do? All of this is happening in consciousness. Consciousness also has the aspect of the sense of self. I am something. Who am I? I have a name, I have a situation, I have a circumstance. Now, if you want to appreciate really the value of consciousness, you just imagine what it is like if you don't have consciousness. So imagine you are in deep anesthesia. What does it matter if you are the wealthiest man, the most loved person, the richest woman in the universe, or whatever values that we give in our life? If you are in deep anesthesia, they mean nothing to you. So the meaning of life disappears when consciousness disappears. So consciousness is very fundamental. And there are different levels of consciousness. So it's not one thing. You can be in coma, and the body is actually conscious of some level, very minimal. You have vegetative state, you have altered states, you have sleep state, you have dream state. All of these are states and levels of consciousness. Even waking state of consciousness can be drowsy or alert, as we've said. If it's alert, it's able to focus. If it is not alert, it's drowsy, it doesn't see what needs to be attended to. So that's why during transcendental meditation, when you dive deep and you have very high alertness, yet on a restful level, then the body is alert and the immune system is able then to attack or deal with foreign material. It's able to activate hormones that need to be activated in a balanced way because you have this inner alertness on the platform on the basis of rest.
Fantastic.